This topic is a tough one. Are you dreading the holiday season? I know I used to be. I no longer dread the holiday season. My narcissistic mother has passed away. So I really get to decompress and really enjoy my family and my friends for holidays. But everyone does not have that option. Some family dynamics force you to have to interact with um, your narcissistic parents. You may not be at a place where you are at low contact or no contact with them. And some people just may not even know that you have that option to make that decision. So even before my mother passed, I did not understand what I was dealing with. I did not figure out this narcissistic personality until very recently. Um, and that's because I have my narcissistic father living with me. So now I've been educated and things are starting to come into play where I'm like, oh, this is what this has been all the time. But I do remember how it feels during the holiday season. It is not a good feeling. There's so much anxiety because you don't know what's going to be said, if you're going to be belittled. And I'll just tell you a little bit of my story. I've always been the cook of the family. So if we spent Thanksgiving with my mother, and that's a big if. So if I'm being honest with myself, as I became an adult, I probably could count on one hand the Thanksgivings that she actually agreed to spend with me and my family. And that's the thing about trauma bonds. Even though you know that you're anxious, even though you know that things don't feel right, you still keep trying to make this family dynamic work. You still keep trying to do it. Um, so even though year after year I would ask, "Hey, are you gonna come? You guys gonna come up here and spend Thanksgiving with us?" The answer was always no, 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 no. So what did that mean for my family? That meant that we would have to travel, get a hotel, buy the groceries. I would cook, and we would spend Thanksgiving at home with my family. In hindsight, I really need to tell my husband thank you because that didn't make any sense. Um, Especially when we were dealing with people that obviously did not want to engage with us at all. The last Thanksgiving that I remember being at home, um, we provided everything. All the food. I cooked all the food. And I remember my golden child sibling did not show up for dinner, which nobody really cared. But my mother packed literally half of the food that was left over for him to take back home. And my kids were in shock. They were like, there's no leftovers, there's no cake. She packed it all up and gave it to him. And, in hindsight now, when I look back on that, that was wrong. It was disrespectful. It was disrespectful to my family. It was disrespectful to us. It was our food. Um, Even though we were staying in a hotel, um, it still was our food. My kids couldn't take they didn't get to take anything home. And that was the last Thanksgiving. And I said, nope, I'm not doing that anymore. Because now, even though I didn't know what it was, I didn't have a name for it, I didn't know it was narcissism. In hindsight, I was mistreating my kids through my trauma bond with my mother. So I know the holiday season it causes a lot of anxiety. You don't know what to do. You don't know what to expect. You really don't even enjoy yourself. So when you're in the process of educating yourself and finding out what's actually going on with your parent or parents, it may be time to set boundaries. This may be the year that you don't go to the holiday dinner. This may be the year that You set a time limit on how long you're going to spend with this person. This may be the year that you actually come in so different that narcissistic parent is going to say, hmm. Because here's the thing, they know what they're doing. Most of the time, the child is unaware and they're caught in this trauma bond. They know what they're doing. Their intention is to hurt you. Their intention is to insult you. And when you snap back, if you're the type that does, they like that. They like that because that shows that they still have control. So this year, decide I'm not going to snap back. Decide that I'm going to gray rock you. Learn the gray rock method and use it against them. It confuses the crap out of them. And do it in a way that you don't feel the anxiety when you're doing it. And that's easier said than done, but it's very, very possible. Very, very possible. Do some self-care before you even go. Whether that means have a spa day or just a day just to decompress, meditate, just put your mind in a place where you are on an even till. Your body's even, your energy in your body is even. And that's easier said than done. Trust me, I know I've been there. I have been there. If you have to go and walk away and just cry, walk away and cry and come back. Come back with your shoulders back and your back straight. Try to keep the defiance out of the situation. I'm telling you, if you go in understanding what you're dealing with, you will see things very, very different. And the flying monkeys may come at you. They may say, oh, you're different this year. Because, see, someone has to use or be used to see how they can get to you. Just say, no, this is a new year coming up. And, 2024 has been this or that. But I've decided that for me, I'm going to take 2025 and I'm going to go in and attack it right now. Just do things to throw them off. Don't be the same person you've always been. I can remember, honestly, now that I understand what was actually going on and the anxiety level, I literally started having anxiety about Christmas in July. I was always concerned, oh my gosh, I didn't lose weight this year, so that's going to come up. Um, I didn't complete this year, that's going to come up. I was just always so nervous, so nervous, so nervous. So I would literally start a diet. I would start a diet plan in July, but I had, now in hindsight, I can look and see like, why couldn't I lose this weight? It was too mental. It was too mental. I wasn't doing it for me. I was doing it because my anxiety was high. And I was trying to figure out how can I stop these people from degrading me and making me feel bad. My solution was I'm just not going to do it anymore. And here's the thing about that. And everybody's parents are different. Some narcissistic parents are a little bit more aggressive. Mine were more passive aggressive. So I started to learn, like, even when I started pulling back, they really didn't care. I didn't realize that's what it was, but they really didn't care because they did not want me around anyway. So in your mind, you may be thinking they're seeing it this way, but they're really actually maybe seeing it another way. So it just really depends on the dynamic of your family. And the other thing is when you don't show up, you always feel like, oh, they're probably talking about you. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because anybody that's feeding into anything negative about you, it comes from that narcissistic person because you have to understand their whole MO is control. All they want to do is control the narrative. And generally the negative narrative is directed towards the scapegoat child. So I hope you enjoy your holidays. I hope you find peace in your holidays. And I hope this is the year that you find peace to take control for you, yourself, and your family.